What's up? Welcome to pregame. It is 2024 season. We are here. The off season is over, and the show just got a lot better. I got a co-host. You guys don't got to just look at me and hear me ramble for, 20 minutes on crap you don't care about anymore. We've hired Lea Nelson. She's going to keep me in check during these game day shows. Lea, welcome to the team.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited.
It's awesome to have you.
Yeah, I'll definitely keep you in check for sure.
Well, that's easier said than done. So this is what we're doing this year. We've done this for a while, where we've had our pregame show, which is it's really just been me regurgitating a bunch of stuff in the past. This is going to be a fully produced show. Aiden Wyatt's going to be our producer. Lea is going to be what we call kind of our game day host. Now, she won't be on everything, but when she is able to do halftime and post game with me, she's going to hop on here and do these as well. And we're even going to go into basketball season with these, with men's and women's basketball as well. And Lea, if you don't know, played softball at Iowa State, so she is very much in tune with everything going on at Iowa State. And you were a journalism major, correct?
Yeah, I was. I loved it. I loved doing sports. Had a podcast with Aiden Wyatt actually for a couple years. So love being around it for sure.
All right. Well, we're glad to have you on the team. And, of course, before we get to preview Iowa State and North Dakota today, I want to thank our great sponsors, 4 sponsors bringing you pregame all season long here on Cyclone Fanatic. Of course, Fairway Meat and Grocery. Get to the meat market right there in Ames. It's right where the old Wallabies used to be, right in that same location. This place is freaking amazing. Every Friday, I put my camper down, I go straight to the Fairway Meat Market, and I load up on my protein for the entire weekend. Looking forward to doing that on Friday. I want to thank my doctor buddies, Dr. Warmy, Dr. Greenwald, orthopedic surgeons from the McFarland Clinic. Did you ever work with them?
Yeah, they were awesome.
I figured you would.
I
Yeah.
had to go there all the time.
I figured that you had a connection there. They've been supporting Cyclone Fanatic for a heck of a long time. I absolutely love those guys. My buddies over at Centurion Stone of Iowa, Joe Farron and Justin Luch, did my entire living room. Yeah, you have to see it sometime.
Yeah,
They
I'll
did
be there.
the whole stone fireplace. These guys are incredible. Centurion Stone of Iowa. And, of course, we have a new sponsor this year as trying to get all these Cyclones to go to Ireland next year. Aer Lingus. The Cyclones are taking on Kansas State and Dublin. Now, y'all just watched that game last week with Florida State and Georgia Tech. You can have a 6 or an 8-night Drive Ireland package with daily breakfast and game tickets. Visit cyclones2ireland.com to start planning this adventure. That's Cyclones, the number 2, Ireland.com. All right, Lea, enough of me. I'm handing the keys over to you until April. Let's go.
Let's go. I'm so excited. Again, thanks so much for letting me join the team. Well, let's just jump right into it.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's
North
get
Dakota.
after it.
So obviously everyone, if you've been on social media, everyone thinks Iowa State's going to blow North Dakota out of the water, me included. But is there anything that worries you or makes you think that that might not happen come Saturday?
No, for once. I hate it when Iowa State plays Northern Iowa in this game. It's
Me
just
too.
like a constant anxiety, and I don't enjoy the offseason as much. The night before that game, I'm fretting because there's nothing worse than playing Northern Iowa because they're all Hawks too.
Yeah.
Like, no
Yep.
offense, it's just the truth. They're the Purple Hawks. This isn't Northern Iowa. Like this isn't South Dakota State. This isn't North Dakota State. This is a fine FCS program, but and this is a good Iowa State team. This isn't like one of the, oh, you're going to struggle to get to 6 wins. This isn't a rebuilding Iowa State team. This is a really good Iowa State team. This, on paper, going into this season, is one of the 3 or 4 best teams. Again, on paper. I have no idea how the season turns out. On paper, one of the best teams Iowa State has ever fielded in 100-plus years. If all that is true, like we believe it is, Iowa State should have no problem. They're a 27.5-point favorite for a reason. I'm not worried. I'm really not. I'm going to enjoy this game.
Everyone needs to listen right now to this pregame show. And so if they're worried, now you don't need to be.
So that's the jinx, though. Now I just screwed everything up.
No. Not with that attitude. It's good.
No.
It's good.
Okay.
I believe in you, and I agree with everything you have to say. I'm super excited.
Let's go.
All
What
right.
do you got next?
All right. So who are you looking forward to seeing on the grass this Saturday?
Well, so these openers, Like, sure, I want to go and watch Rocco Beck throw to Jaden Higgins, but we've seen that, right? Like, I like in these opening games to really dive deep on the two deeps and like the newcomers and really study what they're doing to see how they're going to impact the team later in the year. There's one guy who I have circled defensively, and his name is Kennard Snyder. He was a transfer on the defensive line. You know, really, if I could draw up Iowa State's defensive issues last year, and there were some, especially in the middle of that season, they weren't getting to the quarterback very well. Sack numbers have been down for a couple of years now, and I want to see if Kennard Snyder, the transfer from Louisiana, can get to the quarterback a little bit. And I think so. Like, the way I look at this game is we're all going to talk about Iowa State's offense and how explosive it can be. I think Iowa State's defense can really get to this quarterback and really wreak some havoc with the Fighting Hawks. But Kennard Snyder's the guy, and then the other one would be Ike Eziagu. Just a couple of defensive linemen. I just want to see if they've gotten better, if they're going to be able to pressure the quarterback, especially when you look next week. And defensive line's always a crucial position when you play Iowa. On the offensive side of the ball, it's the running back Carson Hansen. I think that I've heard a lot of really strong things about him in fall camp, and running back's just such a position now where you see most teams are playing 2 or 3 guys per game, like substantially. And I know what Abu Sama is. We saw a lot more of him last year. Carson Hansen, I think, could have a really big day. And again, I've even heard that he could be 50-50 in snaps with Abu Sama towards the end of the year. So I want to see if that's true. How do they run him in this first game?
Perfect. And finally, if people don't know anything about North Dakota, what can they expect to see?
It's just, again, they're a good FCS program. They've got an established head coach, and they're good at that level. But they're not anywhere close to a lot of these teams that have really given Iowa State problems in the past. The one thing with them, where again they don't return a lot of guys, which is a problem. The quarterback situation is kind of a disaster there right now.
Yep.
So you're going to go into this game in these openers at Iowa State, and it's 2:30. Everybody's going to be a little bit loosened up from the parking lots. These openers with Iowa State fans are kind of nuts, and because you're so excited about it, and you're going to go in there with a quarterback that doesn't have any Division I experience. Right. That's really hard. So it's when, like, in my prediction for this game, I think Iowa State's defense, I think they're going to be a defensive score. Like, I think there's going to be a pick six. There's going to be a fumble picked up, return for a touchdown. And we've spent so much time all off season long talking about how good Iowa State's offense can be. And we're going to be watching that, right? It's the offensive line taking a step forward, looking at all these things. But, like, to me, in a game like this, I think Iowa State's defense just absolutely dominates. And this North Dakota team, again, they're going to have a fine season at their level. This is not a bad FCS team. We're recording this on Thursday night. I was looking at, there's bad FCS teams playing. Mm-hmm. This is not a bad one. They're just a good one. The problem is this is a good to great team that Iowa State's going to be putting on the field. So not a lot from North Dakota in my mind makes me worried.
All right. What's your score prediction for Saturday?
Let's go 41-10.
All right.
41-10. Iowa State gets up early. There's like a junk touchdown at the end, something like that. And this is that disgusting Matt Campbell, like, just running the clock out in the second half. Like, you're all going to want to leave in the third quarter, except me, because I'm a sicko and I like watching the freshmen get out there and all that stuff. But this will be a really boring second half. What about you? What's your score prediction? We need to keep tabs on this and see who's better throughout the year.
I'm going to go not as, crazy, 34-10, which I guess is, I don't know, first game of the season.
It's pretty conservative.
Pressure. Okay, I know that. What can I say? Conservatively.
But actually, though, in your era of fandom, a lot of these opening games have been quite nerve-wracking.
Exactly. Yeah. I haven't seen an amazing opening game, and so all this talk right now.
Were you at the 21 game when they had triple overtime against Northern Iowa? where Brock Purdy had to like fall on that ball to save
Yes.
the game. Oh, I've never been more nervous at a sporting event in my life than that exact moment.
Hey,
That was one of the worst, most disgusting experiences of my entire life. And that will weigh on a person.
right. So hopefully that doesn't happen this year. It won't
No.
happen this year from what you've been saying.
Well, I mean, don't put it all on me, but thank you very much.
You're
This will
welcome.
be fun, Leah. I'm so happy to have you on our team. I've
I'm really
been
excited.
a big fan of yours, and I love the softball. My little league team won the championship here in town.
The Turtles?
Yes, the Turtles.
Yep.
We were
Heard all about them.
championship team this year. So I feel like we're kindred spirits with the softball thing.
Right.
Looking forward to learning from you as well as your experience as a student athlete. I'm sure you can give us a lot of great insight here. And welcome to the team.
Thanks
One
so
more time.
much.
This is awesome. Okay, so here's the deal. Aiden's putting this out, and we're going to re-air our pregame show every week an hour before kickoff. So if you're on Cyclone Fanatic social media anywhere, it will re-air. We think the best way to consume these products is on YouTube. You could just flip it on your Apple TV, Roku, whatever you got. You could watch it just like you do a TV show. That's the goal of what we're trying to build here. You can join me at halftime. Again, Leah will be with me sometimes, not all the time. And then obviously for our post game, which I've been doing for 15 some years. Not in the streaming, but we've been doing the Instant Reaction podcast. We'll be doing that as well. She is Lea Nelson. Aiden Wyatt produced all of this. He's our rock star behind the scenes. We will see you guys at Jack Trice Stadium on Saturday.